everyone, it's James here from TSR Jarvie Talks Tech. Now, as they say in television, now for something completely different. As many of you will know, I have what I describe as a portfolio career. So when I'm not drumming, guitaring, recording, producing, mixing, engineering, or doing live events, you can sometimes find me at the weekend being a superstar DJ or something like that. I've got quite a reasonable lighting rig, to be fair, and it's just taken a bit of an upgrade, but it's not exactly rapid when it comes to setting up. The good people at Thomann, our friends at Thomann in fact, reached out and said, do you fancy trying something different? And they've sent me these. These are the Lightboks by Soundboks. They're really, really very cool. 7 multicolour RGB LEDs in an array. It's completely self-contained. It's ABS plastic, rubberized. It's IP65 waterproof, so you can use these outside. And to me, this is like setting up in a hurry, no problem. Instant light show. You turn them on, and pretty much you're off and running. They're sound to light sensitive, so as you can hear, they're going mental when I start to talk, and I'm hoping I'm not pointing these directly at the camera, but hey. Very, very cool indeed. Very simple array of buttons. You've got the power, you've got a dimmer. We can take this one all the way down. And you have 3 basic modes of operation. Mode 1 they call chill, which is a kind of a slow fade. Mode 2, dance, a little bit more manic. And mode 3, rave. And I see where they kind of got the ideas from. Now, having 1 Lightboks is cool. Having 2 Lightboks is very cool. But they sent me 3. So I thought that's a bit random because they're all going to go off and do their own thing, aren't they? No. Let me turn this one on as well. Let me make some space. There we go. Now it's on. Now, there's also an app to make these talk to each other. So I'll go into the Soundboks app, hit add. It's looking for them, and there they are. So I'm going to connect to that one. Let's add another one. And another one. There we go. So you now see I have all 3 of my Soundboks, Lightboks, lights connected. Now this is all a bit random right now and they're doing their own thing, but a really cool feature is called Teamup. Let me turn all these up to full intensity. That's way more fun. And I can use the Teamup feature to group them together. Now they're all doing the same thing. I can go in to change the mode. Let's go into chill. And you can see they're all kind of acting in the same way, which is very, very cool. In dance mode, things get a bit more intensive. And in rave, it's all a bit more manic, which is great. I quite like dance mode because you get the most brightness. Now, it has to be said, these are battery powered, charged over USB. The cable is not included, but it's a USB-C type cable. That and the app are the only control you have over the Lightboks. Now, in some ways, that's a great thing because it's very, very simple to use. We also have a really nice color feature. So if you want to change the color profile, you can go between spaced out, which is quite nice. If I go back into chill and then go to colors, we've got spaced out, lighters up, which is quite nice, pure bliss, bit more chilled. My favorite one is gun fingers out. Quite like that one. And cutting shapes, which is very, very cool. And I can, of course, dim them right back to nothing, just so they're not too off-putting for now. as I said, they're battery powered. Depending on the mode you use, I think chill lasts for approximately 5 to 6 hours on one charge, because obviously it's using more of the LED segments all at the same time to produce more light. In full-on rave mode, you get about 12 hours out of a single charge, which is great. There is nothing else to do. You can put them that way on a table or on some kind of worktop. If you wish, you can lean them back and they can fire up into the air, which again is a really cool way of using them. I used them on an event recently, so let's cut to some footage live of these things. Okay, so I thought I'd try something a little bit different. One of the many and various jobs I do is working with a company called Future Cheer, and we're here in Bolton at the Bolton Arena. And for this event, there's no lighting provision. So I thought, let's bring the Lightboks in and see how they work. Now, to be fair, this is not what they are designed to do. But actually, even in a fully lit room on a sort of dance surface that's probably 50 odd feet wide, up against the backdrop, they actually do look really cool. And because they're all linked together, or they are teamed together, which is very clever, they're all doing the same sort of thing. And I can go in if I want to. Let's see if I can manage this. And let's change the colour profile. There we go. And now we're going to go into sort of yellows and stuff like that, which is really nice. I quite like this one, the sort of reds and purples and stuff. And it's really, really cool. They are not designed for this at all, but it works. And what's most impressive is you can see the light bouncing off the ceiling, even in this fully lit space. It's really cool. So with that said, back to the studio. So while I've got these powered up, it's worth saying they've got a really cool sound to light feature that isn't just beat related, it's also frequency related. So if you've got some interesting kind of stuff that's pumping, like I'm not going to play any music because that will instantly get this video demonetized. But hey, there's so much more than just something you plonk down and make some noise. This is going to interact with whatever you're playing back, and to be honest, be a lot more fun. So if you're a DJ who does the occasional house party or small events, stuff where you can't fit your full rig in, these are perfect. I can tell you exactly where I'll be using these things mainly. On a band gig where you need some front light, but you also want something to be, a bit more light candy, if you like, and you want to light up the dance floor a little bit. These things, ran a drum kit, absolutely perfect. Space them across the stage. They are absolutely perfect for that. They're bright enough. Are they going to replace a load of moving heads and that sort of thing? No, but they're not designed to do that. They're quick, very simple to set up. Literally plonk them down. It's going to last, unless you're going a full all-nighter. Actually, in rave mode, they probably would go all night. Absolutely brilliant thing. I love the fact that they are so instant. Plonk them down, turn them on, and away you go. No faffing with DMX cables. Half of me goes, oh, wouldn't it be handy if there was DMX, if there was a power input, if there was some way of clamping them somewhere, but that's not what these are about. They're instant light, they're instant fun, instant party, which is, I think, exactly what they're designed to be. Not complicated in the slightest, just instant party fun. If you want to take your house parties to the next level, these things are brilliant. They're not the cheapest lights in the world, but you get a lot of battery, a lot of ruggedness. You could use these outside, no problem at all. They're shower-proof, as I've said. Just a really cool thing, and I don't want to give them back. So I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please do like, subscribe. I will leave links to the Thomann store where you can get these things from. Thanks again to the team at Thomann for sponsoring this video. Yeah, something a little bit different. If you enjoyed that, please do like, subscribe, all the normal stuff, and I'll see you again very soon.